Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Broad Street Boys. Here, Caleb and I we're finally here, buddy. Opening day. Oh my God! I mean, yes, it got pushed back for the Phillies by a day, but here we are.
We still got baseball tomorrow.
I believe it's very worth the wait. So we're gonna break down everything about the Phillies today. It's just gonna be a straight Phillies episode. There's nothing really else to talk about. Draft, combine, draft, all that stuff later.
That's coming up
later. But right now, we're all Phils, and I personally am so excited for this team. We're gonna do bold predictions. We're gonna talk about the center field position because it's very talkable right now, and we're just gonna talk about the Phils. This is a great episode. So Caleb, take it away. I'll bounce off you.
The way that the Phillies really ended their season, rocking the absolute horseshit out of Spencer Strider, is how they're going to be starting off their 2024 season.
Thank God.
Same lineup, same pitcher.
Oh my gosh.
I am so excited for this. It's a new season. A lot of our guys get off to a slow start, so I'm not expecting to win against Strider. But I am expecting a really good duel between Wheeler and Strider.
Absolutely. And I'm just excited to see that, but then everything else. The Phillies fans hate Spencer Strider. I hate Spencer Strider. You and everybody else have definitely already heard about the Brian Snitker comments about how he doesn't feel comfortable bringing his family into Philadelphia and then shitting on us. And how he's pretty much. That showed me that he's embarrassed that he's lost the past 2 years. That's what that shows me. That doesn't show me anything else. But that just is pouring gas on the fire. I feel like we're just gonna go after the Braves 10 times more just because of those comments.
Who was the other guy? Was it Zach Gallen who said he hates playing?
Yeah, and Merle Kelly, a guy that has showed his displeasure for the Phillies fans, even in the press conference when he said that we wouldn't be much louder than the World Baseball Classic games. So obviously, when you shit on us, it's just not a good idea. So I'm just so excited for this game, dude. Everything that these guys are just saying, they may think that they're just taking shots at us, but it's just making me feel more and more excited because the bank is going to be rocking on Friday. Rocking.
Yeah.
Now, what I do want to talk about first is that center field position. As we've all seen, we're just going to give our reactions to this, I think. But Jake Cave has now been traded for cash. Thank God. Thank you, but thank God.
Attaboy Cash.
Attaboy Cash. Cody Clemens will not make the MLB team. It'll end up being Johan Rojas and Christian Pache. So, Caleb, what do you expect from these two guys? Do you think there's going to be a bit of a platoon, or do you think it's going to be mostly Rojas, or wait till he fails type of thing, or what?
I don't think it's going to be wait till he fails type of thing. Yeah. Rojas, he's in the lineup purely for his defense.
Right.
He put in the work in the offseason to improve his hitting. He's changed his swing up.
Right.
And I think at some point, I'm not expecting it right away. If he gets a hit or two against the Braves, especially against Strider,
right.
That's awesome. That's showing huge signs of improvement.
Right.
But as far as we know, and based off of everything that I've read, I've seen, and heard, is that he's going to be 9-hole hitter for his defense.
And honestly, I'm okay with that. I don't know about you.
Yep.
I love Christian Pache, I really do. But I think putting all your eggs in one basket is a good idea with Johan Rojas. I saw Ricky Batalco said this on one of his podcasts. But if you think about that 2008 team, they had holes in that lineup. Pedro Feliz was great. Obviously, he had the game-winning hit in the clinching game. But I wouldn't say he was a offensive master. Chooch was great, fantastic defensively, but I wouldn't say he was the best hitter on that team. But Johan Rojas is so special offensively that I don't know. I feel like this makes perfect sense. He might be one of the best center fielders we've had in years since Victorino, I would say.
Yeah. No, if Rojas turns out to be our next everyday center fielder, we have legit center fielder. Marsh was our center fielder, and it was looking like he was going to be it for the future. Yeah. And then with Harper coming back, playing first base, Schwarber going to the DH spot,
Yeah.
It made more sense for Marsh to get moved over to left field because it's he's fast. But like tracking balls back to the wall was one of his weaknesses.
Yeah, I agree.
So moving him to left, I think it honestly makes our outfield better because Rojas is fast as shit.
Yeah,
covers a ton of ground, and like he's got an arm too.
He does.
But what I saw Dombrowski say, going back to Rojas being the everyday center fielder, is that if we're losing, it's not going to be on Rojas. Dombrowski's not expecting Rojas to come out and be a silver slugger.
Yeah,
he's expecting him to be like the small ball guy, and really just work on putting balls in play.
Absolutely.
He said if 1 through 7, I don't know why I didn't say 1 through 8 because I mean like Marsh is a borderline 300 hitter.
Yeah.
But he said like if 1 through 7, if they're not doing their job, then it's on them. It's not going to be on Rojas.
And just going along with that, I completely agree. And I think expectations are such a big thing in sports in general. Like last year going into this playoffs, like we actually expected him to hit 300. Mm-hmm. This year we expect him to hit like what, 230? Like, so anything above that is like honestly so much more than we've thought of. And his defense is that good and that generational that if he gives you anything on offense, it's a plus, right? Now, I do like that we actually kept Christian Pache. He was lighting it up in spring training. And same with Cody Clemens, but I think Pache is just more valuable to this team. Like the depth in the outfield, I think is super valuable.
We're gonna make a little love triangle right now between Clemens, Pache, and Rojas. Let's say Rojas starts to struggle offensively more than we all thought he was going to be.
Right.
Put Pache in center, move Rojas down to AAA. That way he's still getting offensive reps, improving on that, and you bring Clemens up, and then it's essentially just going to be those same guys constantly flipping like where they are.
Right.
You know what? David Dahl, I feel like if we're a playoff team, he's going to be the guy that's going to get brought up because he's got a ton of power.
He's got some pop. And like even Rob was saying how impressed he was. So for everyone that doesn't know, David Dahl, every player has that one thing that they suck at, and David Dahl's is that he just can't hit lefties. But Rob was saying how well he's hit lefties. So I see a very real possibility of him coming up and just being like a off the bench lefty bat, similar to what Jake Cave was, right? Or Matt Stairs, exactly.
The thing with Cave and Dahl is that Jake Cave probably could have played every day for some other teams.
The Rockies, exactly.
Yep, which why it's perfect for him there. The higher elevation, just put some more pop on them, get under it a little bit more.
Right.
I don't know. Cave's gonna do his thing there.
Right.
But Dahl, like he's the perfect bench bat.
He is. And like imagine like we're 9th inning, 2 guys on, we're down 1 run, and it's like Rojas or something. I would pinch hit David Dahl against a righty, right? I mean, it gives you a real nice shot. Like, why not, right? And baseball's a numbers game, and if the numbers tell you that he's going to hit better, then throw him in there. And I actually had like 0 expectations for David Dahl. Maybe that's why I'm like slightly like impressed, because he's already doing better than I thought. But yeah, I feel like David Dahl will be valuable down the road for us, especially if injuries play a little bit of a thing. Like he could definitely fill in there pretty well. Now, I would like you to say what you said to me off camera about the center field position if everything goes to shit. Prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy.
It's something I read a little while back, and it's also just speculation.
Right.
If Rojas does not work out in center field, going back to my love triangle, he will get set back down to AAA. Pache will take over in center field. If Pache struggles, like he's not as good as Rojas defensively. If he struggles to go after balls or his bat is just horrendous,
right?
Put him back on the bench. Put Clemens back down AAA. Bring Rojas up, and see if he got any better. And let's say this is around like June, July.
I like it.
Near the trade deadline.
Right.
If Rojas within 3-4 weeks has not improved whatsoever on offense, why not just sell some of your prospects and go after one of the top tier center fielders? Maybe he's in a guy like Mike Trout.
Oh my!
He says he wants to stay in Los Angeles. One of the places that he does want to go to is Philadelphia. He's shown his home. He's from Jersey. he's shown up to Eagles games. Angels said that if the price is right, they'll trade him. Obviously, it's going to be a lot, but a lot more than just sending Rojas or whoever over there. Like, we're probably talking Justin Crawford, Andrew Painter.
Griff, maybe.
Maybe even Griff McGarry. Who, like, Painter and McGarry, I have no problem shipping them off right now.
Me too. We're in a win now mode.
We're in a win now mode. We can deal with another decade of a rebuild.
I agree.
So that is a possibility where if center field is our only weakness, boom.
Trout. I love it. You know my stance on Mike Trout. I mean, I want him. Like if I had to pick one player, right, that isn't a Philly, never played for the Phillies like in the past, and I say like is my favorite player other than those two, I would say Mike Trout because I don't know, like he's from around here. I feel like you never see him in the negative light in the media. He just goes out there and gives you the greatest WAR of all time. So big Mike Trout guy. But I personally would love that. And obviously this is all just speculation. This is if like 3 or 4 things don't pan out and we're approaching the trade deadline and we're not where we want to be. Like that's where this is, just to preface. But yeah, dude, I would love me some Mike Trout.
I still think the best option is just Lane Thomas.
I agree
too. Like a guy that's going to hit at least 250, a little more power than Rojas and Pache combined. Maybe
but he can also play defense, so that's
he can also play defense. Like he's one of the bright spots on the Nationals.
Yeah, and he's
part of the reason why we didn't go after him last year, one was Rojas, but two, the Nationals wanted a lot back for him.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure, like, if I'm not correct, like we did ask about him.
We did, yeah. So I actually would love him too. He's much less expensive than Mike Trout, I would say, which is very nice. He's still like, I know Rob likes to go lefty righty lefty righty lefty righty. He really does fit that, to be honest with you. Like he's a righty, so you could just plug him where Rojas is. I wouldn't mind putting him in the 9 hole or the 8 hole or 7 hole. I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, I think that would be fantastic. But again, everybody, this is if Rojas doesn't work out. This is if Pache doesn't work out, and then like other possibilities too. Like this isn't like the where you should do this type of thing. Like I personally, I just want Rojas to work out, or Pache.
I want him to work out too. Like I don't want to trade for a center fielder. Like I want it to be Rojas.
Yeah, because youth is such a huge thing in this game, especially today. And obviously we're playing for the future, and we just kept on saying that. But like youth, like having a guy like Rojas or Pache who are young, continue this culture once these guys that were in their prime now leave, I think is such a big deal. You can see with other teams, like Bregman was younger with the Astros when they were banging trash cans, but he still has that like mentor type of thing, and I think Pache and Rojas could be the same thing. So very exciting. Now I think that we should do some bold predictions. What do you think?
Let's do it. I was just thinking for center field. What if we just doesn't work out? We just trade back for Mickey Moniak.
Give me PTSD. Like yes, because he's solid. But imagine a little homecoming for Mickey. That would be crazy.
So I was trying to think like who were some guys and who were some center fielders or switch hitters, but nah, it doesn't. Well, because Brian Reynolds is the only one I can name off the top of my head. I'm not going to waste time.
Yeah,
going through every team. And
he also just signed a mega contract.
Yeah, and
so there's no way.
He's older too. He's up. He's getting up there.
I agree. Bold predictions. Do we go first? I have one.
You go.
I'm saying Ranger Suarez will have the lowest ERA on the team. What do you think?
I love, dude. I love that take. I just don't see it between like Wheeler and Nola both getting the new contract and extension.
Right.
I don't know.
Ranger?
I don't know about that. I mean, I could definitely see him being like the clutchest pitcher of those three, but lowest ERA. Oh, dude, I'd love that.
I think it's low 2s. I'm calling that right now, low 2s. And Ranger, to me, obviously, I'm not trying to be like, oh, because he did well in spring training, he didn't let up a run, like he'll be good. But like, I'm trying to be like, his command looked like it was back, and that's what he was the year that we went to the World Series, and when he was absolutely dominant. He was dominant last year, but he did deal with some injuries. But now that he's like completely healthy, going into the year,
yeah,
I see that control is back.
Yeah, this was the first spring training where he hasn't been sick, having visa issues, or just any type of injuries. He got hurt before the World Baseball Classic even started last year, and he didn't get back till around the same time that Harper came back.
Exactly, and he is such an underrated piece for us,
dude. That's another reason why I think we're gonna get more than 90 wins, because we didn't have Suarez for half the season too, and even it took him a while to get back to his form.
And that's why we're gonna get like 95. Like I'm telling you, not Ranger in what? Assuming he stays healthy, Ranger pitches like the normal average 18 to 22 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say at least 10 of those are wins, right? At least. Add that on to last year, and it's all of a sudden you're at 100 wins.
Yep.
If we have a full, okay, let me say something. I'm saying lowest ERA if he plays the whole year and is healthy the whole year. Because a hurt Ranger is someone that's super wild and his pitches are great, but when they're not located, he gets shelled. So, but assuming he stays healthy, I think he'll have the lowest ERA. Your turn, Caleb. Let's hear it.
My bold prediction, hot take on the season is that Christopher Sanchez is not going to work out. Taijuan Walker's injury is going to linger much longer than people thought, which is going to leave Spencer Turnbull being in the fourth spot in the rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And, we want to have 5 guys at least. So I think Mick Abel is going to get brought up.
I like it.
Start out as a 5th starter and then slowly work his way up to being the 3rd starter by the time we get to September. And I think if Abel were to come up, he would be a sleeper pick for NL Rookie of the Year.
I love it. Now, I do have a question with that. Who would he hop to be 3rd?
To be 3rd?
Yeah.
Suarez.
Okay. I can see it. Ranger doesn't play the whole year, so I get it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the 3rd, I'm saying talent-wise, because I feel like when Mick Abel arrives, he's gonna be up there. He'll probably be 4. Honestly, if he does, I just hope he'd be 3, but he'd probably be 4 because righty, lefty, then a righty.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I actually love that take because we need some youth, especially pitching-wise. And I feel like he'd be perfect. And just to go along with it, I think Chris Sanchez will be good, but he's going to start off slow, similar to how Suarez did last year. Because Chris Sanchez has had the flu, as has almost every other player on the Phillies. So, and I don't think the whole shoulder thing with Taijuan Walker scares the hell out of me. And even when he is healthy, he's not that great. So I could very well see him.
He's funny because last year he was top 5 for wins among pitchers, but his ERA was
4.
It was in the 4s.
Like what? No, that was one of the flukiest things I've ever seen. Because I remember seeing 15 wins, right? And he's got the most in the league by 2. And I'm like, really? And then I guess I wouldn't call myself a big Taijuan Walker fan. So I'm like, let me go look at his ERA. And it's like, I swear it was 4.36. And I was like, what is happening? It's the reverse Aaron Nola. I feel like Nola never gets any run support while Walker gets 10 runs a game. It's so fascinating. That was crazy.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those weird stats. He's a great guy.
Yes.
Has been in the city for 1 year. Did a lot, contributed a lot. He was pissed off not doing anything for us in the playoffs last year,
as anyone would be.
I was really hoping, and I still am hopeful that this is the year where he's going to really bounce back. The only thing that scares me about him, not only the shoulder, but his velocity keeps going down.
Did it last year too. It's annoying.
Yep.
I'm with you. It's I want to root for Taijuan as well. Everything he does in the community is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm hoping he turns into a Greg Maddux type pitcher where speed isn't everything, focus more on control.
Yeah, and location
and movement.
Yes, because to be honest with you, he's got 5-6 pitches. He's
got a lot.
With cutter, fastball, sinker, curveball, splitter. He probably has a changeup in there too. So 5 or 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he could be personally, I think he might be traded at the deadline. Just just because I feel like he's not going to be able to do a whole lot.
No team's going to pick up his contract.
That's the problem.
It's kind of like the whole thing where like Castellanos, there were trade rumors about him.
Yeah.
Before Dombrowski said he's not going anywhere, like no one's going to pick up that contract.
And no one who is smart would, but
unless we were to pay for half of it, like you get him for 2.5 years, we'll pay for a year and a half. Like, no one's going to take it.
I'm with you, and we would have to package him with something and someone. But yeah, I mean, Taiwan at his best really could be like a very like control heavy location guy, sinker on the edge, like that type of guy. And we're all rooting for him. Like I say I am. But yeah, I mean, that would be awesome. I think my second one, we just do two each. Oh wait, what was it? My second, JT Realmuto will stay in that 4 spot for the entire year. What do you think?
I mean,
new swing.
He looked good during spring training.
New swing.
I think he's gonna.
It's bold though, isn't it?
It is bold. It's especially bold with how like Thompson changes stuff around.
Yep.
So all right, so he's going to be at the top of the lineup.
I agree.
But all right, so would you rather JT be the 4-hole, the guy like driving all the runs?
Okay. Yeah.
Or would you rather have him the 5-hole being the glue of the lineup?
See, I think he's going to sit right there all year. I would just rather have someone more consistently getting hits behind Harper, because I mean I would assume we're talking about if Casty's in 4, JT's at 5.
No, I'm talking Bohm at 4.
Bohm at 4. Okay. See, if it's Bohm at 4, I wouldn't hate it, and then JT at 5.
I think we're pretty much established that Castellanos is gonna be
6 or 7.
Yeah, 6 or 7, because I think it's gonna be Stott like 5, 6.
Yeah.
Castellanos 7. I mean, it could easily be flipped, and Castellanos goes. Yeah, like I would love for JT to stay in the 4-hole, but dude, there's so much power below him. I don't see it happen unless he has like a freak offensive year. I don't know.
See, I love the changes that he made to his swing. Yeah, it's much more like a normal looking swing, and it's like I don't know. It looks smoother to me. And if I had to guess, it's really easy. They're going to be 4 or 5, and I have no idea where he's going to be. But I'm going to say 4 because I feel like they're going to want someone to drive in Harper. If that makes any sense. Bohm could also do the exact same thing. Like Alec Bohm's going to be Alec Bohm. But I just think JT gets on base a little more than Alec Bohm, or around the same clip. Like they're very similar type of stats players. Would you agree? Like they're very similar in that case, taking out defense. But I just think that this JT might be a little different. I mean, I'm not a big JT guy, but this is making me a little hopeful.
What? What? You're not a big guy. You're not a big JT guy.
He chokes hard.
Okay, yeah, but think about his defense. You got to take
declining.
Like, it is. Well, he's what, 32, 33?
But do you see what I mean? Like he needs to have a good offensive season to bring me back up. Not that I was down very far. I just was down a little bit. If that makes sense.
So you're asking 33-year-old JT Realmuto to play as well as all these young guys right now?
All these young guys is Alec Bohm. They're the same.
No. I'm saying like other catchers across the league.
JT Realmuto is going to be JT Realmuto, and he's going to throw guys out just at a lower clip than about 2 years ago, and I've come to peace with it.
You know, no, it's actually funny you say that because he still has the best pop time.
I know
by like a decent margin.
But Adley Rutschman's a better defensive catcher. Cal Riley's a better defensive catcher.
Do you know who had all catchers in the MLB? Do you know who has the second best pop time?
Probably Cal Riley.
Garrett Stubbs.
Of course he does, that fucking psychopath. He's coming for JT's job. He's coming for JT's job. Calling it right now. Fine. Bold prediction. Garrett Stubbs is starting catcher.
Dude's not big enough.
He is.
Dude, he's got the power of a T-ball player.
Hey, he'll pop one out sometimes.
Yeah,
baby.
Clutch, I mean, like he's clutch, but he's perfect off the bench. Like lay down a bunt, run it out.
what I'm saying about JT, Caleb, all I'm saying is I feel like this swing is going to help him compared to last year. We even talked about last year. JT was having a down offensive year, and we were just waiting for that big JT Realmuto 10 games to come, and never did. Can we at least agree on that?
He did have a down year.
Thank you. So but like, I'm not saying that I'm counting JT out. I want him off the team. I'm just a little more down on him than usual, and I feel like you're looking up stats right now, and it's stressing me out.
Oh no! He hit like 250 last year. I just had to double check with that.
But down from usual JT Realmuto.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying.
Down 0.20.
I love him, just less than other players. Like, it's not like a. I'm just choosing, like, I would take most of other, like, okay. Putting baseball into this, right? Would you rather take Nick Castellanos or JT Realmuto?
JT.
No, including, I'm talking about including their, like, personality too. Like, as a person, player, everything. Who are you taking?
JT.
Nick Castellanos. Because
I'm taking JT.
No. Okay, it's because JT is so unclutch. He's so unclutch. I have a question. Better question.
But I feel like Castellanos is on a faster, much rapid decline than JT is.
That's what I thought until he made the All-Star game, and then
All-Star game doesn't mean shit, dude. Think of how many times
All-Star game means that he did well in the first half of the season.
Think about how many times Harper has gotten snubbed from the All-Star game.
All-Star game to me shows how well you play in the first half of the season, and he played great in the first half of the season. And then he shit the bed against the Diamondbacks? Yes, but how many times do we say JT Realmuto's? Let me finish. How many times do we say JT Realmuto's name in that Diamondback series as well? Not many. How many times have we said JT Realmuto's name outside of the wild card game? Not many. Compared to, I would take Nick Castellanos, who hit what? Had 2 games of 2 home runs plus a home run in the game before that, 5 home runs in one series, than JT Realmuto throughout that entire series. Because JT was so consistently 200, while Nick at least got hot. Does that make any sense?
The defense, dude. The defense.
Well, exactly. JT.
Catcher's one of the most important positions on the field.
And I agree. But I'm just saying,
it's hard to replace that.
I would take Castellanos because I like the peak of Castellanos more. And the peak is so enjoyable for a fan. Is it not?
I mean, it's one of the greatest things when he pimps a home run to the second deck left field.
It's the greatest feeling ever. Like, I'm saying, like, compare everything about JT to everything about Nick. The vibes. Like, the home run celebration.
No, so that's like the only thing Castellanos has on JT is, like, he is 1,000 times more flashy.
I love that guy.
But JT is also, like, one of the more quiet. Dude, I keep saying this, dude. He's like Harper's little, like, side chick in there.
No, he is, and that's probably why he's here.
I think that's why I like him. Is like he's one of the more quiet leaders in the clubhouse.
He definitely, him and Schwarber definitely keep everybody kind of mellow.
Yeah.
You know?
Now I think that's why it's important to have, like, Realmuto, like, just as a clubhouse guy too. It's like, even though, like, we don't see his personality, he is a leader.
And I'm not saying I don't want him here. I think we actually need JT here. So then, because imagine him and Schwarber weren't here. Imagine how high the highs would be with this team and Harper, Casty, Trey Turner, Bryson Stott, Alec Boehm. How high the highs would be. But then imagine how low the lows would be without Schwarber and JT kind of keeping everybody very level-headed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that JT and Schwarber are two of the most important people in this team. But I would still take Casty. Because I love the highs and I love the lows.
Mm-hmm.
Good conversation. Your last bold pick. I just want to hear it.
Marsh is going to establish himself as a top 3 left fielder.
I would love that.
I was between that or Stott being top 5 second baseman, but I feel I feel like second base is just so competitive right now. Between you got Altuve, like, Arias's defense is horrendous, but he hits like 350.
Exactly.
You got Ozzy Albies. You got Nico Warner, who I think is like super underrated. Marcus Semien.
But yeah, I agree. I think those two are very equal. Like Marsh being top 3, Stott being top 5. I think they're very equal of a bold. What do you think? Like I feel like it's a very similar argument.
Yeah, like I feel like Stott's argument is like there's more to back up there than Marsh. And like part of my thinking is like Marsh he's gonna be the everyday left fielder.
Damn right. As he
like
should
this,
be.
this is the first year where he's gonna be playing every single game. No more platooning.
Still a word that I'm out. Exactly.
I'm hoping that like he sorted out his knee injury.
Yeah.
Because I think that happened beginning of last year. Yeah, and like he played through it. I mean, it obviously affected him.
Right.
But he's a speed guy. Like he gets on, he can steal bags. He didn't have any home runs in spring. No, did he have his? I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he had any hits or big hits, home runs in spring training.
That's fine.
But he played like what four games.
He didn't play much or many innings.
No, but like I think he had like 2 doubles, a triple.
I'm cool with that. Yeah. I'm actually very much with you. I think this is what I'm getting at from this year. This is just an overall observation, and I think you'll agree with me. Everyone is starting with like a clean slate. Like there's no knock on wood next 2 days. There's no like weird drama going on this. There's no Harper being hurt to start the year. Who's gonna play the out? Who's gonna be DH/outfield? You know, there's none of that. There's no, as of right now, Trey Turner doesn't suck right now. He's doing well enough in spring training. But like, do you see what I mean? Like, this is now Marsh's first full year as being a full-time player. There's no platooning. Trey Turner should be back. He looked back enough in spring training. Harper is now solidified at first base. Schwarber's now solidified at DH because now we don't have to have that big man playing left field. And the only spot where I would see some sort of drama is center field, and that was what we've been having for the past 5-6 years. So like, I just think this, and it's everything. Like Wheeler was shut down for a bit. There's no drama with that. He's as he should be our opening day starter. But I feel like this year is like a completely like clean slate. Obviously, last year happened. Use it as motivation, but at the same time, come in with a clean slate. There's no real drama. Just go out there and play effing baseball. You know what I mean? And I think that's a big deal for the team's morale. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think like a lot of people who base how the first couple of games are going to go based off spring training, I think they're all going to be shocked because I think like they weren't mashing the ball like we all thought they would.
Right.
Schwarber didn't hit a home run. Harper didn't hit a home run. Like several guys really like the power that is typically there just wasn't there.
Right.
But like Stott was talking about, he's like, we don't care about average. We don't care about like home runs, hits, or anything. He's like, every guy in this clubhouse is working on something right now. Like Stott was working on just putting ball in play. Schwarber was focused more on putting the ball the other way. That way, because like he was so pull heavy last year.
He was. I'll be honest, he was.
Yeah, but it's like, honestly, Schwarber lead off home run on Friday.
And imagine, oh my God, we would feel earthquakes from Citizens Bank Park to Penn State to JMU.
You're gonna feel that all the way down in Harrisonburg.
I will feel that. I'm not gonna lie, because it'll probably be me like kicking my computer, jumping off my bed type of thing. Like it's gonna be it's gonna be great. And I am not gonna lie to you. You said it perfectly. I completely agree. Spring training, especially in the recent years, has kind of changed in a way. I feel like spring training nowadays is more for like the young guys to be like to show their coach to be like, yo, this is I should make the team type of thing. You see it with Wyatt Langford in Texas. They literally just won the World Series, and yet their first round pick or early round pick is coming up to play like for the Rangers. Like that's a big deal. And he led everybody in stats except for home runs. So, but I feel like spring training is more used as like a see the ball type of thing. Like you haven't seen the ball, some teams since September, but like us for like since November or November/October. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's way more like see the ball coming in, like get used to it again, don't necessarily swing for everything, because sometimes if you swing too hard, you'll pull something, especially if you're cold. Like, I feel like it's more, as you said perfectly, like it's more about them working on stuff. And
I think the perfect example of this is spring training back in 2022, because I remember I was waiting in the parking lot at Buddy's, waiting for you and Jane to show up.
Of course.
And the Phillies were beating the dog shit out of the Rays. I think they were up like 13-2. Like Harper, Schwarber, like everyone was mashing the ball.
Yep.
Opening series against the A's, like Schwarber first at bat, ripped a home run. It looked like that was going to be like the year where we finally win the division.
Right.
But then it's like there was just a huge decline after the first couple of games, and we went on this huge losing streak, 10 games under 500.
Yep.
We were hot in spring training, but I'd rather be in a point where guys are working on their own stuff, setting goals, trying to get to that point.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, all right, I'm just gonna go mash the shit out of the ball, hit as far as I can, try to look like the best and scariest player in spring training.
I completely agree, and I think we're both definitely agreeing with each other. Like this is it's spring training is evolving, especially nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It really is more about the up and coming college kids, or 1 or 2 years out of college.
Yeah, it's a lot about it's more. It's like minor league ball.
Yeah,
and that's cool. You're displaying all of your top prospects, guys that you think, you just want to see what they can do against other guys that are major league material.
I completely
agree. Which is why I love seeing Mick Abel go up against the Yankee starters and shut them out.
Yes, same with Turnbull. Turnbull did very well. He struck out Judge and Stanton. He should be good. Mm-hmm. But it's time. But it's also time for those type of guys. I wouldn't say veterans, but guys are kind of in prove it deals to be like, yo, I deserve to be on this team, and you deserve to be paying me more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Turnbull's a great example. Turnbull literally did what not many people do, and that's throw no hitter. And then they all keep crashing down when he had Tommy John, and then now and he got beat up in Detroit, and now he's on this little deal where it's basically F you, prove it, and then we'll see what he does type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely agree. It's not really a time for Schwarber or Harper to hit home runs or any of that. It's more of a time for Harper to get more reps at first base. It's more of a time for Schwarber to use the whole field. It's more of a time for Castellanos to see more pitches and to see more breaking pitches specifically. Mm-hmm. It's more of a time for all these guys to do what they're not great at and for them to work on it. They aren't playing every single day. They're just playing 4 out of the 6 days, 3 out of 6 days, and then on the other days, they're just practicing. So I'd
say 1 out of every 3 games these guys are playing it. I mean,
exactly.
Towards the end, it was every other day.
Right.
But
yeah, and I think just spring training is evolving, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we'll do one last bold take that I'm going to say, and I think we're both going to 100% agree with it. I think the attendance at Citizens Bank Park is going to be amazing this year. What do you think? Spring training attendance was ridiculous. I saw someone on Twitter say it was completely sold out almost every single game at Baycare Ballpark. And if we have that support in Florida, imagine back at home. What do you think?
I think attendance is going to be up. Having Turner back, healthy Harper, the team for the most part, aside from Walker and Sanchez, are all fully healthy.
And returning, which is kind of cool.
And returning. The only person we lost was Reese, but
which hurts.
We lost him after 2022 because of that injury.
Yeah.
But I think attendance. We were what? I know we were top 5 for attendance last year.
Yeah, I think we're 3 or 4.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're top 3 this year.
I completely agree. And I think what was I going to say? This team is. I think this year, next year, and the year after are going to slowly become that 2008, 7, from 2007 to 2011 type of team. We're going to have these consistent 4 or 5 players that you're going to pay to see for the next bunch of years. And you're going to see. This is a personal opinion. It was 2022. We were ridiculous. We were all of a sudden in the playoffs. And we went to that playoff game. I noticed this. I didn't really say it just because I wanted to be in the moment and not complain. But I saw like a ton of Utley Howard jerseys, and like all the OGs, which I love. But like a part of me was like I can't wait to watch this next era of Phillies baseball. I mean, like, does that make any sense? Like I love what we did in the past, but I'm so ready for what we can do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think you're gonna see a lot more Stott, Turner, Castellanos. Like you're gonna see, I think, a lot more of those guys.
Yes.
But like the when you think next era of Philly, like who are the guys that come to mind? Because you go first, and then I'll say who I think. I'll tell you who comes to mind for me.
I mean, for me, I know the next jersey I'm buying is a Bryson Stott jersey. Like I don't think we're letting that guy go. I think an Alec Bohm jersey. Trey Turner's kind of stuck here for 10 years, so I think he's definitely up there. Obviously Harper. And I would say those are the four. I would also say Rojas if he plays well enough. But who are your 5 or 4, whatever?
If I'm gonna pick 4, like next era of Philadelphia baseball,
right?
I'm gonna go Harper.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Bohm.
Okay.
Stott.
Okay.
Take a guess who my 4th's gonna be.
It's gonna be Mick Abel, you son of a bitch.
No.
JT.
No. with guys who are on the roster now.
Marsh.
I
like it. I think we should see more Marsh jerseys. I want it.
Well, because I saw when I went with my family last summer, I saw like not a lot, but I was starting to see more Marsh jerseys, more Marsh apparel. Because like with him, it's not the jerseys, it's the headband and like the fake hair.
It's everything with Brandon. That's actually a great one.
Yeah. Like just from a like a team marketing standpoint, there's so many things, but like from his beard to his hair that he doesn't need a jersey. Make a headband that just has number 16 on it and then sell that.
I can't believe I forgot about Brandon Marsh. That's a great point. He's definitely a fan favorite. I love Brandon Marsh. I mean, I can say that personally. He is definitely becoming a fan favorite. But yeah, I just kind of circling back. Like I'm just ready for this new era of Phillies baseball. Like I think this is officially the year where you go to that ballpark and you see a just way more of like the current players than the old players. Which right?
And I think from a fan standpoint, you're going to see like the crowds, they're going to be angry, like especially like with the Braves, or like if there's a player that mentioned anything about hating playing in Philly,
the
crowd's going to be on them.
Or if your name's
like
Ronald Acuna,
like this. Or just like if you're like any big name not playing for Philly, you're gonna take like you're not gonna like Philly, and that's part of what makes the games awesome for us. Is that crowds get like involved in the game, like start taunting players. I was thinking about this, like Orlando Arcia. Do you think he's gonna hear anything for a series back?
I hope he does. He will get booed. I'm calling it right now. He's getting booed big time. At least I hope he does.
I mean, I don't care if he does or not. Like that was last postseason.
I agree.
We beat them. Like there's part of it's like move on. At the same time, like there's gonna be like a couple people that probably are gonna mention that.
And that's fine. Like whatever.
Yeah. Before we move on, I think Turnbull's like he's just a 1-year deal.
You think so? I think so too.
We're gonna have Abel next year, and we're gonna have Painter.
True. So there's not really a spot for him.
No.
But I do like the addition of him because we've talked about this, but I really like that there's like no really like bust part. It's 2 years, or sorry, a year and 2.7 million, I think. Like a guy like that, like if he sucks, he sucks. But if he's great, you look like a genius. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What is the contract? It's 2.7, I think, right?
It's small.
Yeah, it's not big. But yeah, Turnbull's I think a very, very like low risk, high reward guy. Like I love it. Okay. What do you have anything else to talk about? I feel like you do.
Who do you think is going to be the home run leader?
Ooh, let's do this. The first guy that came to mind was Castellanos. But I could also see Harper because it's Harper.
I think Harper.
Yeah, I think that power comes back.
I think he's going to be 40 plus.
You think so?
MVP type? I'm going to say the over-under for Harper is 39.5.
That's crazy, and I like it. But I think the big question is MVP. Maybe.
Yeah, I think. I don't know if he'll win it.
Yeah. Trey Turner in the conversation.
if anyone in the Phillies is going to be in the conversation, like Trey Turner, he's going to, if Harper does anything relatively well, like everyone else is going to be completely overshadowed by that.
I agree.
I think Harper will finish top 3 in MVP.
I like it. That's a bold prediction right there. I like it. And I agree. I think he's gonna have a huge year, being 31, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guy's a stud. I love that guy. I love that. Let me think. Leader in stolen bases, random one. Trey or Rojas? That's what it comes down to.
I'm gonna get Trey because I think he's gonna get more playing time.
I agree.
Than Rojas. I think that's gonna be like the only thing that kills him.
I agree.
All right, and then last one for this one before we talk about the first couple games on the schedule.
Oh yeah.
RBI's leader.
This is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna go JT. He's gonna be in that prime spot where everyone in front of him gets on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What do you think?
Harper.
That's
not bold in any way. Like I just think that he is going to be an absolute freak this year.
I think he might. He looks good in spring training already. He's not even hitting home runs, but he looks good enough. He's seeing pitches. He's doing what he wants to do with the pitches. He looks great at first base. It'll be great. All right, take us through the first month, Caleb. Take us through, or month and a half.
So obviously we got the first 3 games against the Braves.
Right.
So 3 against the Braves, 3 against the Reds at home. Then we got 3 on the road in Washington, 3 on the road in St. Louis, 4 at home against Pittsburgh, and then we got the Rockies coming home, and then we got Red Sox after that at home. So
that's an easy start.
So it doesn't look too bad, but
wow,
Braves are always tough.
That's the tough one.
Reds got better. The Nationals have pitching, so I think a lot of it depends on where they are in their rotation, and also like they have a bunch of young guys like the CJ Abrams just surpass everyone and become a big name. The Cardinals, they got Goldschmidt, Arenado, and Gorman.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot. Like their pitching is Kyle Gibson, Lance Lynn. The Pirates, they're a team that I don't know, because like their pitching is okay, but I feel like their offense I think is going to get overshadowed by their record this year.
I agree, because the Pirates I think they're not similar to the Royals, but had a similar philosophy. Like they signed solid veteran guys like Chapman and other guys. They could literally either be pretty good and compete for that division, or they could be terrible. Like there's really no in between. And while being terrible, sell the whole team, which they could. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that beginning of the year doesn't sound like awful to me. Okay.
No, so it's going to be really important for us to try to be above at least 5 games above 500.
Yeah. I think the Braves we split either way. I don't really know if we're gonna win against the Braves the series or we're gonna win 2-1. I think we're both gonna get 1 game. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Reds, I think we win that series because we're at home. Jonathan India said Philadelphia was his least favorite place to play, so we're gonna boo him. I think we're gonna be good in that series. Even though I will give respect. Like the Reds have done great things. Like especially in the office.
But like they had McLean, he got hurt.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
He got hurt. I don't know if it's the whole season or like if he comes back. Like if the Reds are in the playoff race, he might be back just in time for that.
Okay, that's not bad.
No.
But talking second series, in that case, I think we win that series. But again, I think we lose one in that series as well if I give it a shot. The next one was against
Washington.
I will be at one of those games. I hope they win. But I think it's gonna be the same thing. I think it's gonna be a 2-1 win for the Phils.
I think I'm hoping that's a sweep.
I'm hoping to, but that pitching's good though. So that's why I'm giving them a game. But
outside of Gray, Mackenzie Gore's hot or cold.
Yeah,
that's true. They just have so many young guys. I don't know. Like I don't know when they're gonna come up. Like when they have they got Alex Wood come up.
Yeah,
He's gonna be scary. When they have Dylan Cruz come up.
Yeah, no. Okay.
I don't think he's gonna be the power hit everyone thinks he's gonna be, but like he's gonna be really good.
People forget that Dylan Cruz won the Golden Spikes. Like this guy doesn't just hit home runs. You know what I mean? Like
he does everything.
If he just plays pepper with the infield and he gets to just like singles after singles after singles, like it's Dylan Cruz. But after that, who else we play? I'm blanking out.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. I think we beat the Cardinals.
Yep, we'll beat the Cardinals, then the Pirates. I think the Pirates are gonna be tougher than we think, and then it's the Rockies.
And I think we're gonna beat the Rockies. Okay.
Yep.
I see this as a very, very winnable first few series.
Mm-hmm. And
interesting.
It should be winnable.
Interesting. I didn't know we started out that easy. That's great.
It's I wanna say it's easy, but I don't wanna.
No, I know. I'm not the same way.
Yeah, like the Pirates and low key the Nationals.
Right.
Because it's like they're in our division. They face these guys several times. It's like they have that.
Yeah. No, but I'm trying not to say like it's super easy, but I'm just saying it's easier than
we shouldn't be in a situation beginning of this season where we immediately fall to 6-7 games under 500.
Knock on wood. I completely agree. Especially if we stay healthy, like we're cooling. I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting for me. I knew it was Braves Reds to start out, but everything else is very encouraging. Okay.
Yep.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. Do you have anything else for today?
No.
Thank you all so much for watching. I would say this is a very successful episode. Good time too. Not over an hour. It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Thank you all so much for watching. We're both looking really forward to opening day, so this will be fun. Check us out on all our socials: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, as well as Spotify, where this will be posted, and YouTube, where this will be posted. Thank you all so much, and have a great rest of your day. Peace. Go Phil, baby.